Okay guys, how's everybody doing out there? Back again for some more Patreon requests, guys, and was looking through my Patreons and the request list and things like that and seeing what I wanted to knock out. And I was like, you know what? Let me go to my list here and we do another top 10 list. And I looked and I was like, okay, found one. We're going back to another top 10 list, and this one comes from Adam Strange verse. I'm sorry, dude. Like I must do that because that your name is cool, and I like that, you know. So I could just, I'm not making fun of your name. It's pretty funny. It's just pretty cool to use. So Adam wanted me to do a top 10 list of top 10 legacy characters. I think we all can agree, most of us like legacy characters. I know there's a lot of people out there that don't like legacy characters. They like, well, I don't need another hero or another character taking over a mantle of this character, even if the character is dead or something like that. I get tired of that nonsense. If a legacy character comes and takes over a mantle that was previously owned by another hero and makes that its niche its own, but is not trying to overshadow or overstep the predecessor's character, it's fine. And sometimes you need that. Now, I will say, maybe perhaps DC does it better than Marvel, and whenever Marvel tries to do it, people hate it. And I'm like, I don't get it. I really don't. You're not even giving the character a chance, pretty much. But 10. I got 10. I could have done more, but you only said 10, Adam. So we're going to start off with number 1, and we're going to go down from 1 to 10. All right? And so I hope you enjoyed the list. Just remember, this is my list. Respect my list, and I will respect yours. So let's kick it off. At number 1 on the list, we kick it off with none other than Michael Holt, aka Mr. Terrific, the second Mr. Terrific. The man has been having a real good exposure to non-comic readers and people like that. I've been loving this. I've been loving seeing that people are giving Mr. Terrific a chance, and they're loving where he's going. A lot of it has to do with the Superman movie, because he was the MVP in that. But Michael Holt, of course, is the third smartest man in the DC universe. I will debate that with anybody who is number 1 and number 2. In my opinion, I will definitely say he's smarter than Batman, and I will even say he's smarter than Lex Luthor, because I hate that there's a debate on who's number 1 and who's number 2, and most people will say those two. Bullshit. Okay, bull. I love what he stands for. I love that he is all about fair play. This is a man who is an atheist. His religion, he's an atheist. He's got 13 PhDs. He knows 8 martial art disciplines. He has gone toe to toe with godlike beings and lived to tell about it. He has been the Black Knight of Checkmate. He's currently a member of Justice League right now. He's also been a member of the JSA. Yes, he is a legacy character, because there was an old school OG Mr. Terrific before him called Terry Sloan, and he's met Terry before, and even Terry said my legacy and the mantle, Michael earned it, even though it was the Spectre that showed him the way. But Michael Holt makes my number 1. Number 2 on the list we go to. Number 2 on the list we go into is Johnny Storm, the Human Torch. Now, most people will probably say, wait, what? Johnny's a legacy character? Yes, he is. And if you don't know that, then you need to do your research, because he is a legacy character. Johnny is not the first Human Torch. That belongs to Jim Hammett, who came out 30 years before Johnny Storm came out in 1961. So yes, there's Jim Hammett, the original, and then and then of course there's Johnny Storm. Johnny is more familiar because of who he is, but Jim Hammond is the original Human Torch. And if you really get down to it, Jim Hammond is probably one of the founding fathers of Marvel. Him, Submariner, Captain America, and a few others that came before the 60s. But yes, Johnny, of course, probably my favorite of the first family. I love Johnny. I think he's underrated many times of just how smart he is. I love his friendship with Spider-Man. I love how much I love his relationship with his sister, his friendship with Ben. You know, he's also, yeah, he's got a lady issue sometimes. You know, he's been married before, but you know, and he's been married to a Skrull. He was married to a Skrull, but he can find love in any species. And you don't believe that? Go read some of them later runs of, especially like Ryan North's. Johnny is the man when it comes to having inter-species relationships. It's ridiculous, but who doesn't like that old saying? If Ben has its clobbering time, Johnny has flame on, and I always love seeing him do that. Which I was a little upset that they didn't do it in the latest movie. But yeah, Johnny Storm makes number 2. Number 3 on the list, we move on to Tim Drake. Now, my favorite Robin. Now, Dick Grayson was Robin. He was the first Robin, I get it. But to me, Dick Grayson really found his niche as a character as Nightwing. And you can kind of say he's kind of a legacy character, because didn't he take over the mantle of Batman for a while? Just saying. But I'm going to leave Dick off the list, on my list. But Tim Drake is my favorite Robin. I think Tim is the smartest Robin out of all of them. If his fighting prowess is good. Is it better than, let's say, Little Big Head? Maybe not. But I think for the most part, Tim is really the true mantle to Batman if he wanted it. If he really wanted to be Batman, he would be an excellent Batman. He'd probably be the smartest Batman out of all of them. I love Tim. I don't care if his sexual orientation, whether he's bisexual, gay, I don't care. I always loved Tim. I'm always going to still love Tim. I still want to see him live action. Number 4 on the list, we move on to Miles Morales. Yes, of course. You did not think I was not going to have Miles. Look, I love Miles. I think he's a really cool character and a real introduction to the Spider-Man legacy. You know, he is a legacy character. He's a good legacy character. Even Peter gives him a thumbs up for it. He's smart. He's brave. You know, and you know, you think about his background. He's half black and he's half Puerto Rican. So you know, he's the Afro-Latino I was about to say Batman, Spider-Man, and he's cool. But I will say this to Marvel, and I think they better chill with this, because that will kind of start lowering his stock in a bit. Stop OPing him. In the latest Miles Morales run by Cody Ziegler, it's almost like every second Cody Ziegler is overpowering him, giving him a new power set, new power set. It's like, to the point, it's like, does he really need that to stay irrelevant or so? That's kind of how I look at it. I was like, why do you keep giving him? You don't do that for Peter. Like, he don't need that. So calm it down a little bit. It's not needed. He's still a great character. You don't need to keep giving him a new power. It's getting a little ridiculous. But I love Miles. Thank you very much. Number 5 on the list, we move on to Kamala Khan, aka Ms. Marvel. She took over the mantle of Ms. Marvel from Carol Danvers, while Carol took over the mantle of Captain Marvel. So Carol is in that. I would have put Carol on is Carol on this list? I'm gonna write, no, she's not. There were characters that I put before Carol, but no, she's not on the list. But I love Kamala. I think she's a great introduction, a great character, who is basically a fan. She is a fangirl nonetheless, to all the characters involved. She knows every Marvel hero you can think of, and when she sees them, she goes crazy. I remember the time she got to team up with Spider-Man, she was loving it. Yeah, she's a Jersey City girl. Jersey City. Yeah, she is from New Jersey. She's a mutant, inhuman hybrid. She still rocks with the X-Men now because she is a mutant inhuman hybrid. She still has her embiggen powers, because I always think that was cool. Like, she can grow big, and she can't just stretch, things like that. Like, she can stretch, she can get big. She has a somewhat of a healing factor herself. Kamala's just great, and when they adapted her live action, they chose the perfect actress to play her. Probably one of the best Marvel MCU castings ever. But I love Kamala, and she's earned her stripes. She has earned it, no doubt about it. Kamala Khan, Ms. Marvel. Number 6 on the list, we move on to Black Canary. Now you may be saying, wait, Black Canary is a legacy character? Yeah, Dinah Lance is definitely, Dinah is a legacy character if you follow the certain lore of DC. Because who was the Black Canary before her? Her mom. Her mom was Black Canary during the time of the JSA. What do you think Dinah learned how to fight? She grew up in the JSA, learning from her Uncle Ted and people like that. And later on trained a little bit with Batman and people like that. But yes, Dinah, I love Dinah. Black Canary is one of my favorite DC heroines of all time. I love the what she stands for. I love that she's this badass martial artist that does have a meta human power. She has that canary cry, but she doesn't. What I love about it is that she does not rely on it. She knows that her skills are truly from her martial arts skills. So I love that about Dinah so much. Is like she does not rely on that. But when she needs to use that canary cry, oh boy, you better be somewhere else when she needs it. I love her relationship with Green Arrow. I think they're cute. They're really cute together. I like that. But I love her look. I love the leather jacket, and the fishneck stockings, the combat boots, and her look always is cool. My favorite look is just the all black that she all wears. She's a member of the Birds of Prey. Justice League, you name it. There was even one point she was chairwoman of the Justice League. She was the leader. So I appreciate Black Canary a lot. Do I want to see her back in the DCU? Yes, I do. Should Journey Smollett return? Debatable. I wouldn't mind, but if James Gunn wanted a new actress to play Dinah, so be it. But Black Canary is my 6th choice. Yeah. 7 is a tie between two characters who have donned the mantle. Number 7 on the list is Barry Allen and Wally West. Barry would be Wally's uncle, or yeah, but they will be related because Wally is Iris's aunt, I believe, nephew. Correct me on that one. But yeah, I'll use them both because one, they both are taking over a mantle that belongs to who? Jay Garrick. Jay Garrick was the original Flash. Barry came next, and after Barry came Wally. Both have done well in their mantles. Barry saved the universe. Wally's done it too. I believe it has been stated that Wally is, out of all the Flashes, Wally's the one that really has merged completely with the Speed Force, in terms like the Speed Force flows through him better than Barry could ever do. But I love them both. They both shined. I grew up with Barry Allen before Wally. So when I started reading comics, Barry was still the Flash. And then I got into Wally later. you know, and Wally was cool. I enjoyed Wally. Wally's the one's got the kids and everything like that. Linda and all of them. That's great. But I love the Flash. Flash is just one of my favorite DC heroes of all time. The Scarlet Speedster, I love him. So shouts out to Barry and Wally. They make the next list. On the list, number eight, we move on to none other than Dan Kench. Yes, indeed. Dan Kench is the Ghost Rider I grew up reading. Like most kids who were born in the 80s and went through the 90s reading comics, that's the Ghost Rider that we all knew. And it wasn't until I started reading back issues, and especially it was until in Dan Kench's book, there was always this guy next to him, this guy chasing him called Blaze. And I'm like, who's this guy? And then we realized that he was the first Ghost Rider. And then, of course, we find out later that they're brothers. Johnny Blaze and Dan Kench are brothers, separated at birth. But Dan, to me, made the Ghost Rider more heroic. And I love that. And to me, Dan, as Ghost Rider, had more of a rogues gallery than Johnny did. That's why I said they went more heroic. In terms of, I love Danny's, I'll just call him Danny too, because they call him, I love Danny's motorcycle design, because they were really going strong, like with 90s. So, you know, Danny's design looked more like a Kawasaki, like ninja motorcycle. I love that. I thought his design was cool and things like that. And, you know, Dan started to change over the years. They kept bringing him back, and he changed to this, and he started altering, and I was just like, okay, guys, Marvel, y'all gotta give Danny a break. Like, is he good or is he bad? There were times like there were times he would be fighting Johnny, and then he's not fighting Johnny and things like that. All in all, he's still one of my favorites, and I do want to see him live action. Not a kid. I want to see him live action, and I think there's a way to do a Ghost Rider story that would be plausible for every fan, whether you're a Johnny Blaze fan or a Dan Kench fan. But that's a video for another time. But instead, Dan Kench makes the list of my favorite legacy characters. Let's move on to the next. Number 9 on that list. Number 9, we go on to Cassandra Cain. Yeah, Cassandra Cain. There have been 3 Batgirls after Babs. And somebody will say, wait, 3? Really? I thought it was Stephanie Brown, Cassandra Cain. Nope. There was one other. For a short time, Helena Bertinelli, Huntress, was Batgirl. And she was Batgirl during one of my favorite Batman stories, No Man's Land. So, just to let you know, yes, she was Batgirl for a while. So you kind of technically put her there. But if you were to ask me who is my favorite to wear the mantle of Batgirl after Babs Barbara, is Cassandra Cain. Because to me, Cassandra's run and current run, even now as Batgirl, is more of a redemption story. It's more redemption than anything. She's proven to herself and proven to her mother and her assassin father that she's not a weapon. She's not a weapon. She's not their weapon, and so to speak. I love how working with the Bat family has brought Cassandra's personality out better. Like, she was very quiet. Remember how quiet, because if I'm not mistaken, Cassandra couldn't talk. But remember how quiet she used to be, and she felt more like, just like, point her in this direction if she needs to hurt somebody. Now she speaks, she has relationships with her adopted family. She considers Tim, Dick, Jason, all of them her brothers, and now currently in the comics, she does have a brother. She has a biological brother, a brother that her mother, Lady Shiva, had, get this, with Bronze Tiger. So she has a half brother, and he's called the Jade Tiger. They just met not too long ago in her comic right now, but it's really, really cool, interesting as well. But yes, I love Cassandra Cain. I thought, look, I'll be real with you, I thought they did a piss poor job with her in her one live action introduction. I did not like that. I was like, nope, that's not her. I was like, nope, I hated it. If they want to bring her back, they better do a better job. I'm not joking. They better do a better job. We cannot have that. No way. No. Not indeed. And number 10 on the list, we have Kyle Rayner. Yes, you can consider Kyle a legacy character. You can consider Jon Stewart a legacy character. You can consider Guy Gardner, Jessica Cruz, Simon Baz legacy characters. My favorite Green Lantern of all time is Kyle, the torchbearer, the man who brought the Lantern Corps back after Hal nearly wiped them out. I don't blame, you know, a little bit, you know, he let Parallax possess him, I get it, but at the end of the day, Kyle was the one that brought him back. I love Kyle, and the problem was that I feel that even DC themselves don't give him enough credit. And God damn it, I am waiting, and I've been patiently waiting, and I'm gonna continue to patiently wait to see him brought to the big screen. I'm not even joking. Like, I am so looking forward to seeing Kyle. You know, we're getting Hal again. We're getting John. We just got Guy. All right. Even Jessica Cruz is getting an animated series. And I'm like, my God, they just skipped Kyle. And that's what pisses me off. I'm like, they just skipped Kyle. Like, what the? Kyle better make an appearance. Or I'm not even joking. He better get a damn ring. Mr. Gunn, please. I want Kyle. Come on, man. Stop bullshitting with Kyle. He's one of the best Lanterns. I don't give a damn what anybody says. I get tired. Oh, yeah, John is the best Lantern. Oh, Hal is the best Lantern. Overexposed both of those characters. Kyle is the man. Well, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed that list. Those are 10 of my favorite legacy characters. If you want me to do more, you know what you need to do. I'd love to do another list, because there are other characters I love that are carrying a mantle. But in the meantime, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I will see you guys next time. Deuces.